I'm Andrea, and this is my gym, Masterpiece Fitness Training. Today's circuit is only 6 minutes. Who couldn't exercise for 6 minutes? I would prefer that you would be warmed up before you begin this, or you can use your circuit as your warm-up. Today is a body weight circuit, so we don't really need any weights or any equipment at all. I'm setting my timer for 1 minute. You can also count, say about 15 to 20 repetitions is about a minute. So I'm going to start with some side lunges. Here goes my timer. I like to do my side lunges by sitting my butt back, and my knees don't really pass over my toes. But it's okay, especially obviously if you're an athlete, to have your knees cross your toes, because that would be very functional. But since we have some repetitive movement here, I'm going to stay really safe and sit my rear end back behind, so my knees stay behind my toes. I can add intensity by adding a little bounce in the middle. And of course I want my good shoulder posture, so I'm a strong person. Abdominals are drawn in. I like the toes to stay forward because I use some more inner thigh on that one. Trust me. I can make it slower. If you do have weights, they're always kind of nice to have for a little extra intensity. Our next exercise is push-up to down dog. And I add the down dog in there because most of us can't really do push-ups for a full-on minute. So you can do push-ups modified to down dog. It's a push-up to down dog. Or you can do regular push-up to down dog. I like to think about using the strength of my abdominals to push myself back. And every time I do that down dog, I'm bringing my armpits to my thighs. You can, of course, change the intensity here by going faster. You can go wider hands. You can go more narrow hands. Well, that one went kind of fast for me. That was all right. Sumo rotational squats are our next one. Kind of a funky way of doing a squat. Rather than just hanging out here and doing a regular squat, I'm just going to move around a little bit. So I rotate around. So I add a little bit of movement to it. You can go backwards. And don't step on the timer. I can go forwards. Walking movement. It's kind of like a squat that has a staggered stance in a way, a lot of times. Our next exercise is plank, knee to elbow. Modified on my knees here if I want. Knee to elbow, knee to elbow. I'm going to do like 5 on each side. That way, pretty sure I'll be equal on both sides. Make sure those hands are right underneath your shoulders. The tendency is to end up here. We don't want that. We want the shoulders right over the hands. I'm going to go down to 4 reps. I feel like my time's going to run out. You keep those abdominals drawn in. Don't let those hips drop either. You want them to stay up nice and firm. I'm going to start alternating. So I end up with an even amount of knee to elbows on both sides. Next one is skater. On this circuit, I kind of mixed it up, so we had some lateral moves, and then some moves where we went forward and back. We also did some moves where we kind of went in a different plane of motion, a transverse plane of motion, went around in a circle with that sumo rotational. So, thinking about your circuits in all different planes of motion. So we're not always just going forward and back. go side to side. Really functional. My skater can come back here for a little bit different work, different intensity. Of course, you can always add some weights or medicine ball. Think about how far you step out as well on that skater. Last one, burpee. Here we go. Bring it out, in. I'm gonna add that jump. Just to keep that intensity high. When I bring those feet out, I want to work really hard not to let my butt drop. So I want to stay up high when I come out. That protects my spine. I can add a push-up if I want more. It's only a minute, so I'm going to give it everything I have. This is the last one. 6 minutes. If you did this 2 or 3 times, what a great workout. Thanks for joining me.